8 minutes, a little bit over 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. I have chosen, and this is something that I definitely am believing right now. I have chosen not to be a victim anymore, just because I'm black. Now, this is a very controversial subject because there's a lot of stuff happening in the media regarding like things having to do with Black Lives Matter and the things that have been happening in the media as far as Black lives and black men being shot and things like that. And I actually am going to make a whole video regarding what I feel about that. But this is just one aspect of how I feel. But I've chosen for myself as a black man, a young African American man living in Massachusetts, that I am not going to be a victim just because I'm black. I'm not going to play the victim card. I feel like white people owe me something because I'm a black man, or maybe my ancestors have experienced things in my life, excuse me, in their lives that I like race, like slavery or racism, and I understand that those experiences were very real. But I've seen in this country other black men who were determined enough to be successful, and they are. So I can't really say that. I'm not going to say that racism doesn't exist. I will never say that. But I would. What I would say. What I will say. What I would say. What I will say is that I definitely cannot agree that it exists on the level that people say it does. And this all ties into my point. You're not a victim. So I don't want to stray off too far from the point. But I feel like at one point in my life, because I was dealing with stuff that I feel like I had no control over, and just dealing with a lot of different things that I didn't feel like I could change, I tried to hold on to stuff. Like maybe I deal with, like I said earlier, maybe I should get diagnosed with depression. Maybe there's something wrong with me because I'm black, or maybe because I'm black, I'm not getting the opportunities. And I realized that it had nothing to do with the color of my skin, but everything to do with my own personal determination or lack thereof. I mean, the greatest people who have really helped me in my life, who have really wanted to see me succeed, were actually white people. Now, this is not a take on any ideology. Actually, it might be, but it's not a take on anyone's ideology. I'm just saying from personal experience that I can't hold on to the ideology that racism exists as. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it exists on the same level as people are saying it does. That's Jordan. This is true. This is true, Jordan. Hey, Jordan. Welcome, by the way. But I was just reading Jordan's comment. They said they're just jelly because we are better looking and more athletic. And this is true. But the reason why I'm saying that, I'm just saying that white people have actually been my greatest allies in my life. Come to think about it. Now, this is not saying black people haven't, or I hate black people as a result of that. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that there are people that are saying that racism is this huge thing and black people are at a disadvantage. I heard somebody say today in a YouTube video, because I had a few minutes to spare, so I watched this YouTube video, and someone said that a poor white homeless person, is still more privileged than a rich black person, and I beg to differ because I mean, who has more privilege, Michael Jordan or the homeless man that you saw on the street today? That you probably didn't help. I'm just kidding. Like, who has more privilege? Who can sleep soundly at night knowing that he has everything that he needs, and he knows where his next meal is coming from? He has a big roof over his head, a big roof. Like, who has more privilege? And that's the thing. I don't want to get too much. Well, actually, I will in another video, but I'm saying all that to say, I'm saying all that to say that I choose not to be a victim just because I'm black, or just because I have the personality that I have, or whatever. I choose to go after the things that I want to go after in life. I choose to be who I was called to be. I choose to be who God created me to be, and nothing is going to stop me. I mean, I look at people like Tyler Perry and or the successful black comedians that we know, like Kevin Hart or D.L. Hughley or yeah, Michael Jordan, or Eddie Murphy, and I mean all these names, or even Dr. Ben Carson. Let's just throw him in the mix. I know a lot of people call him Uncle Tom, and excuse me, they throw that slur at him just because he has the views that he has, and I don't agree with all his views, but I look at him as a successful black man who doesn't probably didn't believe he was a victim of black. I actually just found out that he and Donald Trump went to Detroit, Michigan, where he grew up. So he grew up in the hood, but still decided to make something of himself. And that is my motivation right now. It's my motivation to be the person that I feel like God created me to be, and there's nothing that can stop me. I mean, Christians say all the time that they quote that verse that says, if God be for you, who can be against you? So if God be for me, if God actually be for me, if he actually be for me, who can be against me? See, a lot of people would say that, oh no, but systematic racism. I mean, racism might exist. I mean, there are people who are just bad people. I'm not going to judge an entire race of people just because one person misbehaves. I mean, it's almost like that's exactly what a lot of black people accuse white people of doing, just because one white person might judge a person, a darker skinned person, and say that that person is stupid just because they have darker skin, and that we know that's not true. So I'm trying, and I encourage other people not to do the same. And don't be a victim today. You're not a victim because you're black. I mean, we live in a country that has a lot of successful black people. I mean, you just got to look for them. You don't even have to look for them. They're all over TV. I'm not even just talking about the rappers. I'm talking about there's successful doctors, politicians. There are successful lawyers. There are successful people who are really, even successful cops who are influencing their communities and being um, like positive role models of our society. So just my encouragement to you is to just be who God created you to be, and don't let whatever it is, like depression. I mean, there's so many people I feel like in my generation that talk about how they have depression and everything is pain. I'm not saying that depression doesn't exist. I mean, there's a lot of people who have been diagnosed with um, um, chemical imbalances in their brain and they can't function as well as other people. I'm not saying that those people don't exist. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that diagnosis doesn't exist, but I'm also saying that if you still have breath in your lungs, you have the ability to be more every day. I mean, there are people with even worse issues than you and me who are still thriving in life. And that's the thing. My encouragement to people is to thrive in your life. Don't let crutches or anything like deter you, because you don't have to. I'm learning this for myself, that I don't have to let the things that are supposed to be not like I mean, like, maybe how can I reword this? The odds. Maybe it might look like the odds are not in my favor, but I know that they are. And whatever you're going through right now, whatever you feel like it is, whether you're mad because you were born in the wrong skin, or maybe you were born in the wrong gender, or whatever. So no, that's another thing that's happening. And I'm going to be making videos about all this. I have so many topics that I'm going to be making videos about, and I'm definitely going to be consistent with it. But here's the thing. Hey, Jose. Hey, Beth. How's it going? Jose, I used to go to high school with Jose, so it's interesting that he's here, and I welcome. I know I'm just rambling about how we're not victims, and I still will say, because it's been about, how long has it been? It's been 17 minutes. I probably don't want to make these any longer than maybe 20 minutes, even though I can ramble for a long time. I can ramble about these topics for a couple of hours, but my main point, let's get to the point, is, and I probably have repeated this many times already. Hey, Jose, what's up? We've probably repeated this many times, but I'm going to say it again for the people who are on here now. Don't be a victim. You are not a victim. You are a victor. You have the ability to live the life that you want. And I'm preaching to myself as well. I'm no longer letting the outward circumstances stop me from living the life that I want, and you shouldn't either. So, just every day it's a process, okay? It's a process to live. It's hard, it's not easy, but that's the thing. Like when we make it to the other side, we realize how stronger we are now as a result of us persevering through life and understanding that we have the ability to do what we want and be who we want to be, and to be the people that we were created to be, and do the things that we want to do in life. And don't let anything uh, tell you that you can't. See, I will say this in closing. Right, this was in. I'm also might make a whole video on this topic, but or this phrase. What was I gonna say? Don't let. Um, what was I gonna say? Actually, it's late. It's been a long day. I'm actually kind of forgetting what I wanted to say, but it was actually important, so I want to remember it. What was I gonna say? See, these videos are gonna be very raw, so very uncut. So you're gonna see me like sometimes thinking about what I want to say next, because there was a thing I wanted to really say. It was important. What was it? Hmm. I can't think of it. I'll remember as soon as I finish the live broadcast, which will really annoy me. But but I don't know. What was it? I can't remember. But I was right in my head, and then like it's been a long day. So wait, let me see. Hmm. I can't remember. Oh my god. It was something very important. If not, if I don't remember it here, I'm gonna write it down as soon as I remember it, and like probably post it in the comment section underneath this video. But I just wanted to encourage you with a little tidbit of information. I think sometimes we want to be coddled or whatever it is. It's like we feel like everything is stopping us from living the life that we want, and we don't have to let those things stop us. Oh my goodness, I miss you, Jose. But that's the thing. It's yeah, like you don't have to let anybody really tell you that you can't, and that's the thing. That's why I'm here. I'm doing these videos just as a from one human to other humans, to just let them know that hey, we can do this. We're in this fight together. Whatever you're going through in life, don't just understand that you still have the ability to be who you want to be and do what you want to do in life, and no one can stop you. So God bless you guys. Just have a great night. Like just affirm like the things that you are, and like write them down. Like be very aggressive with your just identity. Because I feel like I mean, I feel like with all the gender confusion that's happening, I think it has something to do with people just not knowing who they are. I think it's really symbolic, actually, of a lot of the things that people are going through in real life, where they're having a hard time finding their identity. And I do know there's definitely an identity crisis, and if you can find your identity, whether it be in God or in whatever you feel like it is in, just find it. Or just not even just find it, but just begin to ponder about it and know that it's there, and that you have an identity, and that you're valuable and loved, and you don't have to let negativity consume you. So God bless you guys, and have a great night. I feel like I rambled, since I've been rambling on for 22 minutes. I let you guys go, and if I remember that really important thing that somehow my mind decided to push away to the side, thinking it wasn't important even though it really was, I'll write it down in the comment section of this video, so you guys can actually benefit from it, even though I forgot it. So you guys have a great night, and I will be back. Either I might do one tomorrow, because I really get fired up when I do these and I don't like to wait, or I will do my regularly scheduled video on Wednesday, where we'll be talking about something else. But yes, you guys have a great night. All right.